I saw the reel by accident. There she was, my girlfriend Isolde, laughing with her friends on a boat I paid for, holding champagne I bought, wearing sunglasses I hadn't even unpacked yet. The caption? Nothing like using your soft launch, man, while the real one loads. Trial husband darn pending update. Then the comments hit. He screams placeholder. She's leveling up, he's just parked. I was standing in line at the DMV when I saw it, and I walked out, straight into war. My name's Torin, 35, carpenter by trade. Grew up learning to build homes. Never thought I'd have to rebuild my own life from the scorched wreckage of a perfect relationship. I met Isolde at a charity auction. Yes, irony. She was loud, clever, and could roast someone so precisely it felt like watching art. We clicked instantly. She liked my truck. I liked her drive. She said she worked in digital optimization, which basically meant she made shallow people look deep for money. We moved fast. Moved in after 8 months. Bought a 2-bedroom fixer-upper in Springfield Heights. I covered the mortgage. She covered the Instagram aesthetic. For a while, it worked. I fixed drywall, laid tile, made the house a home. She decorated it like a catalog no one could afford. Every corner had a fern or a fake stack of books with titles like Manifest Millionaire, Energy. But I didn't complain. I thought we were a team. She joked we were aesthetically opposite, spiritually aligned. I didn't realize she was spiritually aligned with her phone. I saved for a down payment. I budgeted our expenses. Meanwhile, she was turning our life into a soft boy starter pack, content series on TikTok. I was the woodsy boyfriend who just wants a simple life, and she was the chaotic creative, stuck between love and lifestyle. I saw it all later, not just one reel, an entire account, a fake breakup series, crying videos, voiceovers of losing yourself to keep someone else. One was filmed while I was sleeping. I was literally snoring in the background while she tearfully lip-synced over a track about healing alone. I thought she was filming skincare. Then came that reel, the one that snapped whatever stupid string held my sanity together. She posted it on a random Sunday. We were supposed to be packing for a weekend at the lake. I'd bought us a boat, cheap, secondhand, but still. A damn boat. I figured why not? We deserved it. I had just gotten promoted to project lead on a high-rise remodel. I was planning to propose next month. Then her friend Cassidy texted me. Isolde just soft-launched you like a 3-day shipping mistake. Are you okay? I checked her profile. There she was, smiling, bikini, blowing kisses. Behind her, me, blurry in the background, setting up chairs on the dock. Caption, training wheels before the ride gets real. Trial, husband and transition phase. He means well. I nearly swallowed my tongue. The comments were feral. She deserves better. LOL, is that the guy who builds houses but can't build a vibe? Placeholder with pliers. It was public. It was targeted. It was planned. I stared at the screen like I was reading my own obituary. Then I realized this wasn't a one-off. This was a series. She'd been building content for weeks, clips of me cooking, fixing the deck, shopping at the hardware store, spliced together with sad music and captions like, "Does he even see you?" and POV, "You outgrew the guy with stability." And it got worse. Our house, the one I paid for, was now being listed online by a luxury home content page. Under her name only. Turns out she'd partnered with a local influencer realty group. Used my renovations. Used my work. Used my sweat and blood as before footage. Told them she reclaimed the space from a toxic cohabitation. Told them she was a single buyer renovating her own path. And the kicker? She never signed the joint title transfer. The house was still 100% mine on paper. I kept delaying the legal part, because love, biggest mistake of my life. So what did I do? I grabbed a crowbar and made a call to her dad, a retired tax auditor, with a temper and a deep loathing for influencer culture. I said, "You might want to come over. Your daughter's about to find out what real content looks like." I was about to post my own reel. Her dad, Raymond, showed up wearing the same look he probably used on IRS criminals. Gray polo, no patience, and 3 words that made my week. What did she do? I handed him my phone. He didn't say a word for a full minute. Just scrolled, watched, read. "She made you a meme," he finally muttered. "You built her a life, and she edited you into a joke." I told him about the house listing. He didn't believe me until I pulled up the page. Photos of our kitchen, our bedroom, the new deck I spent 3 weekends staining by hand, captioned as "Feminine Energy Reclaimed from Rustic Codependency." He actually laughed. Once, short and bitter. "She's about to learn a hard lesson," he said, pocketing his glasses. "You want help?" "Yep." "Good." I brought bourbon. By nightfall, Raymond and I were sitting on the front porch drinking straight from the bottle while Isolde was still at her branding retreat. I knew where she was. Her best friend Cassidy had tagged the location by mistake, a new rooftop, spa downtown. So while she was getting hot stone massages and practicing fake vulnerability for the camera, I went to work. I printed out all the influencer contracts I could find in her home office, most unsigned, some wildly inflated. I took down her fake empowerment wall art, packed her brand deal samples into trash bags. The house looked like a crime scene staged by a minimalist. Then I called Lorna. Lorna is my ex, also a real estate agent, also someone who hates Isolde, with biblical intensity. I need to list my house. Fast, clean, one owner, no messy partner situation. You need it quiet or public? Public, I said. As public as it gets. She showed up an hour later with a photographer, a bottle of wine, and a plan. We'll relist under your name. Push the narrative. Flip the script. What's the script? She smiled. The man she thought was temporary turned out to be her eviction notice. We staged new photos that night. I stood shirtless on the deck with a sledgehammer, cooked ribs in the kitchen, shot a reel of me replacing her neon sign, "Good Vibes Only," with a handmade wood plaque that read, "Get Out." It went viral in under 2 hours. Lorna posted it to her agency's TikTok. Single homeowner turns breakup into glow-up, tour the Springfield Reclamation House. The comments were pure chaos. "He's the main character now." This is what happens when you try to soft launch a hammer god. "Buy this man a beer and a backbone award." By midnight, the reel had over 200,000 views. The email inquiries crashed her website. But the best part? I got a DM from Isolde's sponsor manager. They had seen the house listing crossover. Message read, "Just confirming Isolde has no legal claim to the property." Our campaign included footage inside. I replied with the deed and a polite, brutal, "All unauthorized. Cease and desist or we'll discuss it in court." 10 minutes later, I got another DM from Isolde. "What the hell are you doing? Why are you sabotaging me?" I didn't respond. She blew up my phone. 10 calls, 30 texts, most in all caps. Finally, around 2 a.m., she showed up at the house. She didn't knock. She pounded. "Open the door, Torin. You think this is funny? You think I won't destroy you?" I opened it, quietly, slowly. "You already did," I said. "But turns out I can rebuild faster than you can delete your lies." She tried to shove past me. I blocked her. "This is my house," I said calmly, "legally, structurally, emotionally. You're a guest now. Actually, not even that. You're trespassing." She screamed something about betrayal, about me turning into an online bully. Said she was just being authentic. I stepped back. "You were being opportunistic. There's a difference. And the opportunities expired." I handed her a printed document, 30-day legal notice to remove all personal property. She ripped it up. Tried to film me. Said she'd flip the narrative again. I leaned in close and whispered, "You used me for content. I'll use the truth for closure." Then I shut the door. Next morning, her entire friend group tried doing damage. Control online. Claimed I was unstable. That I staged the whole relationship for clout. That I was emotionally manipulative. Unfortunately for her, I had receipts. So did Raymond. He posted a simple comment under her latest apology video. "I raised you better than this. You mocked the man who gave you everything. We're ashamed." The comment got more likes than her post. By day 3, she'd lost 2 brand partnerships and locked her profile. By day 5, Cassidy posted a cryptic video about toxic female friendships and watching someone implode for views. By day 7, Isolde showed up again. This time she didn't scream. She cried, begged, offered to rebuild as a team, said it was just a phase and that we owed each other closure. I said, "We already had closure. You filmed it, liked it, shared it, then monetized it." She tried to play one last card. "You loved me, Torin." I nodded. "And I still love the version of you that existed before you started measuring love in likes." I handed her a small box. Inside, the ring I never gave her. She looked up, confused. That's what I was going to propose with. You could have had the whole world, but you wanted Wi-Fi validation instead. She left without another word. That night, Raymond sent me a photo. It was of him toasting a drink with my ex's aunt. Caption said, "The family's voting Team Torin, and we don't miss." After Isolde left that night, I sat on the porch in total silence. The kind that buzzes behind your eyes. The air was heavy. I wasn't angry anymore. I was focused. She'd set fire to my reputation. I was just going to finish the job by handing her the ashes. First, I went full lawyer mode. I called Myra, my cousin, divorce attorney turned litigation shark. I told her everything. The house, the soft launch campaign, the unauthorized footage, the fake real estate listing. Her response? "We've got leverage. You want her to bleed followers or file bankruptcy?" I said, "Why not both?" We filed a cease and desist against every company still using our house footage. We reported her influencer accounts for commercial impersonation and property misrepresentation. Within 48 hours, her TikTok was shadow banned. Instagram froze her ad revenue. That week, her DMs leaked. A hacker account, not me, though I won't pretend to be sad about it, posted screenshots. Messages where Isolde bragged about using our breakup to gain sympathy clicks. One message said, "Torin's too boring to go viral on his own. I'm the brand. He's the backdrop." That did it. Her own fan base turned. The betrayal hit differently when it was typed out in her own words. People who had once commented, "Yas, queen, live your truth," were now posting, "Wait, she gaslit the man who built her a damn house." The hashtags flipped overnight. Torin deserved better, why evict the influencer, not your backdrop. Then came the bombshell. A week after the leak, Cassidy, her former BFF turned spiritual clairvoyant wannabe, uploaded a TikTok, black and white filter. Dramatic music. Captioned, "Time to speak my truth." Turns out, Isolde wasn't just using me. She was building a series. She had planned our engagement fallout as the climax to a multi-part heartbreak to healing saga. There was an entire timeline, a brand pitch. Pre-written captions like, "He gave me a ring. I gave him a reason to grow." Cassidy had the Google Docs, showed the camera her screen. She scrolled through scripts, dates, target post metrics. One part was even labeled, "Break up in the cabin, dress casual, cry hard." My stomach turned. It wasn't just betrayal, it was premeditated emotional theft. She had planned my humiliation like a marketing campaign. I sat at my workbench gripping a wrench so hard my knuckles split. I could have married that woman. Could have had kids with her, and she was out here treating my love like a spreadsheet experiment. That's when I lost it. I sent Cassidy a DM. "Want to collaborate?" Next morning, she replied, "I've been waiting for that text." We launched the Reconstruction series. Cassidy provided the receipts. I provided the home, the tools, and the face of broken trust turned steel-forged resolve. The content was clean, raw, and real. No acting, no gimmicks. Just me rebuilding what she tried to break, literally and figuratively. We filmed me smashing down the influencer wall she'd painted peach and white. Ripping down her gallery of fake inspirational quotes. Rebuilding the guest room into a soundproof wood shop. Cassidy narrated, "He gave her a home. She gave him a brand deal proposal. He gave her his heart. She gave it to the algorithm. We didn't just go viral. We detonated." By day 5, BuzzBeast covered it. Ex-boyfriend becomes internet folk hero after girlfriend's fake breakup campaign implodes. They used side-by-side thumbnails, one of Isolde fake crying in a robe, the other of me, shirt off, holding a chainsaw. I got 120,000 followers in one weekend. My carpentry business tripled in bookings. 2 hardware brands offered me sponsorships. My inbox filled with king behavior memes. Meanwhile, Isolde spiraled. She tried to upload a redemption arc video. White background, dramatic music, tears. No one bought it. One comment had 30,000 likes. "We watched the uncut version, sweetie. You edited your soul." Her brand deals ghosted her. Her manager dropped her. A podcast she was scheduled to appear on canceled the episode and issued a statement denouncing influencer exploitation. Then came the final twist I didn't see coming. My boss called me into the office. "You got a visitor," he said. It was Larson, real estate developer, big player in northern Minnesota. He'd seen the videos. "I want to talk renovations, content, and maybe a show. Ever heard of Cabin Justice?" I stared at him, stunned. He laid out the idea. Me, renovating homes left behind by influencers, narcissists, and con artists. Partnering with wronged exes, friends, or family. Telling the truth, rebuilding futures. He wasn't joking. He already had a pilot script, a sizzle reel editor, a pitch meeting with a streaming platform. It was insane. It was surreal. It was tempting. That night. I walked through my house, now nearly fully cleansed of Isolde. The ghost wall was gone. The neon signs, the fake ferns, the ring box, all gone. Only one thing remained, a small framed quote she'd once hung above the fireplace. Manifest the life you deserve. I took it down, replaced it with one of my own. Burn down the lie, rebuild in truth. Then I called Larson. Let's make some sawdust. The first episode of Cabin Justice dropped on a rainy Friday morning. By lunch, it had 250,000 views. By Saturday, we were trending at number 3 on Streamflick's homepage, right under a documentary about serial scammers and a baking show hosted by a drag queen named Frostina Whip. I'd never been in the spotlight before. I wasn't chasing it, but the response was overwhelming. People weren't just watching. They were rooting for me. They called me the anti-influencer. The revenge carpenter. The man who built a second life from the wreckage of a lie. I was invited to podcasts, to live events, even a panel about authenticity in modern media, something I never thought I'd be qualified to discuss. But apparently, getting publicly humiliated and turning your ex's emotional scam into an empire qualified. We filmed 3 more episodes before winter. One about a woman whose fiancé sold her grandma's heirloom jewelry to fund his crypto. Twitch Channel 1, where a dad rebuilt his son's bedroom after the boy's mother tried turning it into a meditation studio post-divorce. And one that hit too close to home. A guy who found out his girlfriend had been secretly filming their arguments for TikTok content. The rawness of that one left me rattled. It was during a break in filming that I got the text. Blocked number. No name. I'm in Chicago now, but I still see you. Everyone does. You became the star of the story I wrote. I knew who it was, Isolde. I hadn't heard from her in months. She'd gone underground after Cassidy exposed everything. Her accounts vanished, her contacts distanced. Even her friends dropped her like expired oat milk. But she wasn't gone, just repositioning. A week later, a new profile popped up on TikTok, a healing from hype. No face, just voiceovers. Long monologues about narcissistic exes, male fragility, and the emotional violence of being held accountable by a woman who grew. She never said my name, but the timing, the tone, the lines. It was her. She was trying to flip the script again, and somehow it was working. A new following was growing. The audience that hadn't seen the first mess, younger, more radical, more prone to believe that any man who defends himself must secretly be an abuser. I was furious, not because she was back, but because she was good. Manipulation was her art form. She was Picasso with pain and a ring light. She started dropping phrases, like rebuilding after an exploitative cohabitation and weaponized masculinity disguised as woodworking. Some of her followers even tagged me directly in comments, accusing me of silencing a survivor. One message read, "You think building furniture absolves you of systemic gaslighting?" I laughed out loud. Then I slammed the door so hard my drywall cracked. Lorna saw the comments too. She called me. "She's baiting you. Don't fall for it." But I wasn't worried about bait. I was worried about leverage, because 2 days after, her new account launched. Cassidy called me in a panic. "Torrent, she's pitching a book." A what? Memoir, podcast, speaking tour, all about her journey out of emotional captivity. She's writing you in as the villain. Names changed, but the story's the same. She doesn't have the rights to my likeness. She doesn't care. She's betting on sympathy and distance. I clenched the phone until my hand ached. I had rebuilt everything. My home, my career, my dignity. And now she wanted to ghostwrite my life into her comeback arc? Cassidy paused. "There's one more thing. She's been emailing Streamflick." "What?" "She's trying to pitch a rebuttal docuseries, reclaiming the narrative, her version of what happened. And she's using your show's popularity as leverage." Of course she was. She didn't want healing. She wanted the camera back. By Monday morning, Streamflick summoned me to a creative alignment meeting, which is just executive speak for sit down, shut up, and smile while we test your tolerance. The conference room was painfully white, fake wood table, chrome. Chairs, bottled water with meaningless labels like hydration clarity. Across from me sat Dax, our executive producer, and Lila, their legal liaison. Dax opened with a heavy sigh. So, Isolde's people reached out. I didn't flinch. They're proposing a companion piece. Not a rebuttal, exactly. More of a contextual expansion. She wants to rewrite reality, I said. Let her start a fiction channel. Dax winced. Look, man, I'm on your side. But you're hot right now, and she's part of the reason. This drama sells. The board thinks a second arc could drive numbers, Lila added. We have legal options to stop her, but it'll get messy. Press, lawsuits, accusations. I leaned forward. She filmed me without consent. She marketed our breakup like it was a Super Bowl halftime show. She faked trauma for clout. And now she wants a co-production credit, Dax muttered. Wild times. That's when I dropped the folder on the table, Myra's legal packet. Full of time-stamped texts, private DMs, audio recordings, and email headers, proof of Isolde's scripting, staging, and monetizing our relationship without consent. Dax flipped through it slowly. His eyebrows climbed with each page. I was going to let her fade out quietly, I said. But if she wants to stand in the spotlight again, I'll burn the whole stage. He nodded. All right. That's leverage. Lila closed the folder, tight-lipped. We'll make our position clear. She doesn't get a show. She gets a cease and desist. We stay clean. You stay heroic. But that wasn't enough. Later that night, I called Cassidy. I need one more favor. She was reluctant. Torin, she's already hanging by a thread. You want to break her completely? I didn't answer, because I didn't want to break her. I wanted her to see it happen. 2 days later, we filmed the season finale of Cabin Justice. Not another stranger's story. Mine, Cassidy narrated. Lorna joined in. Even Raymond gave a quote. The episode was raw, brutal, a blowtorch to the fairy tale. We showed the texts, the fake scripts, the influencer contracts where she'd agreed to fabricate a breakup to trigger engagement boosts. We laid it all bare. No theatrics, just cold, indisputable receipts. I ended the episode standing in the new guest room I'd rebuilt from scratch. I didn't sign up to be a storyline. I signed up to build a life. And I'm not angry anymore. I'm just awake. The screen faded to black. Cabin Justice, Season 1. Complete. Within 48 hours, the episode had 2.1 million views. Isolde posted a voice memo to her burner account. Started off sad, tired, full of phrases like, not everyone heals the same, and we all deserve space to process. Then she made a mistake. She said, everything I shared was real. Whether or not it was staged, the comments turned instantly. That's not how truth works. Did you just admit to faking authenticity? Girl, go unplug for a decade. By day 3, her new account was mass-reported and taken down. By day 5, her publisher dropped the book deal. By day 7, Streamflick released an official statement. We stand by the integrity of Cabin Justice and have no plans to pursue alternate narratives from third parties. Translation. She's done. I wasn't thrilled, I wasn't gloating, but I was finished until the letter arrived. The envelope was thick, handwritten, no return address. Inside was a USB drive and a note. This was never meant to be public, but maybe it's the only thing I ever said that was real. No name. But I knew her handwriting. I almost threw it. Away. Almost. But curiosity? It's a corrosive thing. I plugged the drive into my laptop. One file. For Torin, raw cut, MP4. I hit play. The screen flickered to life. A private vlog. Unedited. Isolde in a hoodie. No makeup, no filters, just a dim bedroom, shaky camera, and something I'd never seen on her face before. Emptiness. It's been 4 months since the barbecue. She swallowed hard. I know you hate me. You should. I hate me too. I thought, if I could make people believe I was the victim, maybe I'd start believing it myself. But every time I log off, I see you, still out there, still building, and I feel smaller. Her voice cracked. Do you remember the night we put up the lights on the deck? When it rained and we just stood there anyway? That wasn't content. That was real. And I traded it for strangers who forgot me a week later. She laughed bitterly. This isn't an apology. You don't owe me forgiveness. I just wanted you to know I never stopped watching. I never stopped wishing it had gone differently. She leaned forward. Cassidy said you're filming again. A second season. I hope the next build gives you peace. I hope they see what I saw before I ruined it. The video ended. Black screen. No outro. No drama. Just silence. For a full 5 minutes, I sat there, staring. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I just felt. Because even now, even after everything, there was still a version of us I missed. A version untouched by ambition, by cameras, by algorithms. But she killed that version with her own hands, and I buried it. I didn't respond. I didn't share the video. Some things are better left unrecycled. Instead, I forwarded it, privately, to her father, Raymond. He sent back a single text. Thank you for letting her speak. She needed that more than she'll ever admit. 3 weeks later, we launched Season 2. First episode, a single mom rebuilding her life after her fiancé faked cancer for GoFundMe clout. The new intro featured a quote, "People lie, houses don't. Let's rebuild." I didn't mention Isolde again, didn't need to. But life wasn't done with irony, because at the premiere event, hosted in a reclaimed brewery-turned-venue, guess who I saw? Not Isolde. Cassidy, in heels, hair done, makeup perfect. But there was something new behind her eyes. Stillness, maybe peace. We talked. We laughed. Then we danced. And halfway through the second song, she whispered something in my ear. I never told you this, but she always knew I had a crush on you. I pulled back, stunned. She grinned. I never acted on it. Loyalty. And all that. But now, loyalty's clean. And I don't date influencers. I blinked. Then we laughed until our ribs hurt. A month later, a gossip blog posted a blurry photo of me and Cassidy walking hand in hand through a Sunday market. Caption read, "From scandal to serenity, Cabin King finds peace with the woman who saw the truth first." They didn't know the half of it, and I didn't correct them. Some stories don't need sequels, just better endings. And here it is, the finale of today's story. Did everything turn out as you imagined? Or did it end unexpectedly? I'd love to hear what you think. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let's dive into the discussion together. If this story kept you in suspense, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? This is your chance to join an incredible community where exciting new stories unfold every day. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay up to date. Thanks for your attention and see you on your new adventures.